Now I'd like to introduce Paul Gaduldig, Chief Executive Officer, JCC Peninsula Jewish Community Center, Foster City, California. After working in an Israeli consulate, completing a master's degree in psychology, and teaching special education for several years, Paul took some vocational counseling tests to help him figure out his next career steps. The results were very clear that he should be a rabbi. Paul stared at the counselor blankly and asked, "What other options are available?" They said, well, maybe the director of a community center. After considering his early experiences at the JCC, playing sports, developing leadership skills in BBYO, and serving as a camp counselor, versus his less exciting experiences in the synagogue, the choice was easy. Paul will present the nest at the Peninsula JCC. We learn from the ethics of the fathers that it is not incumbent on you to finish the task, but neither are you free to absolve yourself from it. The Nest Initiative is doing exactly that.
Great, thank you. So I'm going to start by showing a quick video, because I think a picture or video is worth 1,000 words. Then I'll give a little bit of background on this project, and then we'll have some questions. And in the end, I'll tell you what I really wish I had known when I started the project and why I would do it even more than we've done it now. So let's start with the video.
Hi, my name is Jenny Markowitz-Clancy, and I'm the family educator who leads programs at the Nest at the PJCC. We provide programs that support parents from all walks of life in a Jewish context and help them make lasting connections within the community.
One of the Nest programs is called Shababa, and we've been coming to Shababa since my son was 2 months old. Miss Jenny does a fantastic program with singing songs, incorporating Jewish traditions like lighting the candles, passing out challah, and this has just been an amazing part of our family every week, something that we can look forward to bring in Shabbat.
The Nest has meant to our family, friendship, connections, for my children. And for me, because I really appreciate some adult conversation during the day. I get to hear from other moms, their tips and tricks.
So it gives you a sense of the liveliness that you see in the place. So what it is, it's a parent resource center. That's the fancy name. What it really is, it's a place for parents to hang out. And it's a place for them to meet our staff, meet professionals, meet other parents, and get support. The idea came to us from the preschool director who was saying, I can't run the preschool because I have so many parents who are freaking out all the time, and they're in my office stressed out. And that they're saying, in addition to being exhausted, they have postpartum depression, a sense of failure, feeling alone. And we asked parents, and they said, yeah, we feel isolated, lonely, stressed out. And although we did a great job of talking about creating community in the preschool, when you went at pickup, this is what it really looked like. No one was talking to each other. They were on their phones, working and stressed. We're in the Bay Area. A lot of people have moved there for technology. A lot of people do not have parents or grandparents in the area. And so that, they were saying, was another source of stress, that they didn't feel like they had help. But they were creating it themselves. So if you go on Meetup, you'll see all these groups that are started by families, by people who do it themselves. So there's a pregnancy and postpartum emotional wellness meetup group. There's a Peninsula Playdates with 500, it says moms, but 500 members in it. We were obviously missing the boat. So we looked at what we were doing before, which was this lame shelf in the back of the preschool director's office that we called our parent resource library, and we noticed that the last book had been checked out 3 years ago. So we decided it was time to get rid of that, and we brought some of it over, and again, we wanted to create a beautiful space. It welcomes all, yes, I should have mentioned this. So it's for expectant parents, and up to kids, parents with kids 0 to 3 years old, and the programs are rooted in Jewish wisdom and practice. And of course, we're at the JCC, we welcome all faiths. This is important. In all of our promotions and advertising, we make sure that people know that everyone is welcome. The Bay Area, 80% of our families are interfaith, and then you've also got about a quarter of them are interethnicity. So this idea of welcoming. Environment matters. So we didn't want to have the parents in the rain in the parking lot talking to each other. So we created this nice space. We took the library and converted it over. We spent about $10,000, went to IKEA and got some nice furniture and stuff like that. And instead of our educator working in an office upstairs, we moved her into the space. And so she was available. She was in there interacting with parents. And we sent and so 15 hours of our educator now goes to being at the nest, 15 out of 40 hours a week.
Paul, you need to wrap it up. I hate to be difficult, but they need to ask you questions.
Appreciate it. Okay, I've got 2 more slides then. Parents said they wanted a space for informal gathering. This is our most popular program. It's called Coffee Talk, where they just get together and schmooze with each other, and we provide coffee. They also wanted a space for adult conversation and support, and we offer this space to pediatricians, Jewish educators, rabbis. We partner with PJ Library, Jewish Baby Network, and I'll leave it at that for that slide. So.
How often does it meet? How often does it meet?
So it's available pretty much all hours that the preschool is open. So parents can go in there, they find a nice place to sit, but we run the coffee time 2 days a week. We've already been asked to move it to 4 days a week. And then we do parenting programs probably 2 or 3 times a month. And part of the beauty is we have other people from other agencies coming over, from Jewish Family and Children's Services, et cetera, meeting in that space.
So just piggybacking on what you just said, so in terms of the scalability and replicability, the services that you're offering beyond just a beautiful, welcoming space, are you utilizing the existing services in the community so that you're not having to hire social workers or whatever?
No. We have not hired anyone new for this program. It's all partnerships, and so we're asking people to come do things in our space. And oftentimes they're bringing an audience to us. We also let groups like Jewish Baby Network on Sundays, they go in and they use the space. And there's moms groups and parents groups that we found on Meetup, and we contact them and say, if you need a space to meet, come, it's free. Meet in our space. We want them coming in and making a connection.
So is the cost of entry tuition to the preschool?
No, it is open to everyone. So here's the secret I was going to tell you later. We originally thought of it as a way to support our preschool families. And what we found is now people are coming who are not members of our preschool. So word is getting out. Instead of taking out ads in the parents' magazines, we're now spending it on cutesy stuff like this. You had me at Shalom and the Nest. And parents are walking around with their kids and seeing other parents, and they're doing the advertising for us. We've got a bib. It's all Tove at the PJCC. It's word of mouth.
So the innovation here, the innovation is actually the space and being open. Is that correct? If you had to summarize the innovation, tell me what it would be.
The innovation is a dedicated, welcoming space that is there for you, that you're not running your programs for that in the same room that an hour later you're turning over for a board meeting. You know when you walk in there, it's got that look and feel that you want to be there. And the innovation was the partnerships and bringing people over. And third, the innovation was refocusing our Jewish Family Educator, so that instead of running more programs and getting a few scattered people to show up on a Sunday, I'd rather have her in that room actually interacting and talking with parents and doing Jewish education with them as well.
So is I would imagine fathers also are involved in this?
Fathers are definitely also involved. In fact, there is a dad's group that meets there the first Tuesday night of the month. So they come in.
Right.
So what do you figure it costs you annually?
Pardon me?
What do you figure it costs you annually to operate?
It costs $10,000 to fix up the space. If you take the 15 hours of our Jewish educator, it's about $25,000 a year, which we were spending anyway and not having results. So here's the secret ingredient. The real reason why I said yes to this project, yes, I want to support stressed out parents and things like that. When I came in a few years ago, our preschool needed an overhaul. So we hired a smart, dedicated Jewish educator. We created more more time for professional development, more time for enrichment. We sent people to all these conferences and stuff like that. And when I looked at our enrollment, we had a long waiting list, but not from Jewish families. And so I went and asked the Jewish families, why aren't you coming? We've added the educator, we've added this, all the stuff like that. And they said, I've already made my friends and connections by the time my kid is 2. They're getting online and finding other people. And so they're joining the preschool down the street where they already know people. And when I went, and our biggest competition is Chabad's preschool.
Yeah.
And when I went over there, I looked at it, and it was frankly a dumpy, gross preschool, if you just look at the facilities. But what they had was that special ingredient. I went to their gala, the Chabad gala, and I asked people, why are you here? Is it because you think it's higher quality, deeper Jewish education? They said, no, it's the warmth.
That's right.
It's the connection. And when I heard that, I said, all this stuff about the trainings and this and that, that's incidental. We have to change the whole relationship. So that's the biggest thing. Get them in before they're ready to sign up for preschool.
Have you had any pushback?
The only pushback I can think of is the cleaning crew says that it's kind of gross to clean up afterwards. So
They're messy?
they can be a little messy.
Okay, thank you very much.